Hey YouTube, it's me, Pokemon Champ, and today I'm going to talk to you about raising a leopard gecko. So leopard geckos range in many different morphs. If you just look on my vlog, you can see a good video I have of all the different morphs, most of them at least. You're going to want a water dish. I just happen to have like a red little Tupperware top dish. You want it to be pretty shallow as long as I can get to it. You're going to want to make sure the edges are smooth so they don't get scratched when they're running or something. Another thing is you're going to want your little mealworm dish along with calcium in it. Because if you don't have calcium, I mean they can live weeks without calcium, but their bones will eventually just get really, really weak and collapse. So I use this kind of calcium powder, the Safe stuff. So yeah. Alright, this is optional, but I think it makes your tank look pretty nice. I have a piece of driftwood in there, smooth driftwood so it doesn't get hurt, and some fake leaves in there. Like I was saying, it's optional, you don't need it, but it does make the tank look a little nicer in my opinion. And when you actually choose your leopard gecko, you want him to have clear eyes. You don't want there to be bloodshot or anything, or pink eye or any other stuff along with his eyes. You want to make sure they're clear and they got like no scratches or anything in them. Another thing is you want to make sure his tail's still big, because if they drop their tail, they're still going to be fine, but you usually want them to have a bigger tail that hasn't been dropped. And actually in the natural, they drop their tail once to distract predators. So when the predators are looking at them, they drop their tail to distract them so they can get away easier. I have a one hide for now, because if he starts shedding, you're going to want a moist hide. But for me, I just spray the sides of the tank and then put the light over it to create lots of humidity in the tank. And the humidity will go away after a while. So that's why I don't have a moist hide. I probably should, but oh yeah, you're going to want a 10-gallon tank minimum. A 20-gallon tank would be preferable. But right now, for babies, you usually want a 10-gallon. Like I was saying, I have one hide. It's half on and half off the heating pad. So that creates 2 in 1, a warm and a cold hide. And you're going to want a heat lamp. I don't keep this heat lamp on him the full time because he's a albino. And I researched them and they don't like light as much. So I found that kind of interesting. And lots of people argue over, well not really argue, but debate over if you should have the carpet lining, tile, or calcium sand for the substrate. I preferably use reptile liner because I've heard a lot of bad stuff about the calcium sand. They get impaction and stuff, so I mean I may be wrong, but I heard too much bad stuff.